All right, so for computer software, it is a generic term for organized collections of computer data and instructions, often broken into two main categories. Let's write down system software and application software. Computer software may be acquired through purchase or self-creation. The capitalizable costs of computer software may be treated in one of the following. So number one, software is an integral part of a PPE. Kapag integral part siya ng PPE, yung software will also be treated as PPE rather than intangible asset. Number two, software used for licensing or rental to others, yan, pasok yan sa ating intangible asset. Software used internally is recognized as intangible asset ulit. And software reproduced from product masters or those purchased for resale. So hindi ito yung mismong product master ha, pero na-reproduce na daw. Na-duplicate na daw yung ating product master. For resale na siya, ibibenta na natin. That is inventory. Okay. So the next issue here is the cost of software. For our research and development costs incurred before technological feasibility, highlight the word before, we will treat it as R&D expense. Research and development. Development costs after technological feasibility are recognized as intangible asset. Ano yung examples niyan? Cost of coding and testing, pero dapat nakaspecify na after technological feasibility. Cost of producing product master. And finally, cost of installation. Technological feasibility is established when the company has completed either a detailed program design, or a working model. Working model. So cost of reproducing or duplicating software from product masters and cost of packaging are recognized as, like I said, basta pag duplicating na, reproducing na, hindi na yan, intangible asset. Yung product masters, yun yung ating intangible asset. Pero kapag nire-reproduce na natin yon, that will be classified as inventory. Cost of training and maintenance, expense. Okay, the next issue is the amortization. Just like your other intangible assets, it would be amortized based on its useful life. Pattern. Okay. So we have a few illustrations here. How much is the cost of computer software recognized as intangible asset? Completion of detailed program design. Coding and testing to establish technological feasibility. Okay, so wala pang technological feasibility ito at ito. Kaya R&D expense sila. Notice this, other coding cost after, other testing cost after, these are capitalized. How about producing product masters? Kasali rin yan, yung mismong product masters. Pero kapag nireproduce na, packaging, this one is inventory, and this one is part of our either inventory or pwede rin yung ating advertising cost. Since packaging yan. No? Advertising or marketing expense. But to answer the question, the intangible asset would be those are after technological feasibility but before commercial production. So 1,800,000 at 600,000. Okay? So our answer is 2.4 million. Next illustration. Compute for the total software related expense for the year. Number 1, development cost prior to reaching technological feasibility. Prior, kaya expense yan. R&D. Next, after reaching, this one is capitalized, right? So this one is an intangible asset, pero may useful life na 4 years, kaya may amortization tayong 30,000. Duplicating saleable product, this is inventory. Okay. What else? Estimated revenues over the 4-year total product life, 6 million. Revenue in the first year, 2 million. Okay. So, ano yung ating mga expense? Una, R&D expense. 200,000. Pangalawa, yung ating amortization expense. That would be 30,000. What else? Pangatlo, yung ating cost of goods sold. Meron tayong inventory na 2.4 million. Ang ating total goods available for sale is 6 million. Yan yung ating total revenue over the years. So out of 6 million, ang nabenta na daw natin ay 2 million. So we already realized 1/3, right? So that would be 800,000. Therefore, the software-related expense would be 1,030,000. And that concludes our computer software discussion. Alam nyo, we might as well go over our organizational cost in one video. So for organizational costs, these are costs incurred in establishing a new business. Examples include legal and secretarial costs incurred in establishing a legal entity, pre-opening cost, pre-operating cost, and no matter what, these 3 costs are expense. Ano naman yung mga organizational cost na hindi ini-expense immediately? Okay, so let's highlight. Ayan, not expense immediately. Number 1, transaction cost of issuing equity instruments. Transaction cost of issuing debt securities. Direct cost and cost of exploration. Paano siya trinitreat? Yung ating pag-issue ng ating equity instrument ay tinitreat na deducted from share premium. Pag kulang pa sa retained earnings. Yung issuing debt securities, deducted from the financial liability. Yung direct cost is capitalized. And cost of exploration, capitalized. We have an illustration here. What amount may ABC company consider as organization cost to be expensed outright? Once again, these are legal and secretarial costs, pre-opening and pre-operating costs. From that, ang pasok dyan ay 100,000, 220,000, the pre-operating losses, and the cost of launching new product. After that, these are expenses that are already not organizational. Expense pa rin sila, pero hindi na organizational. Pero pag sinabing organizational, yan lang ay 470,000. Okay? And lastly, kapag in-acquire natin ating intangible assets in lump sum, we allocate the lump sum price based on its individual fair value. For example, here, we have a lump sum price of 100,000. The fair value individually is 120,000. So 40 out of 120, 30 out of 120, 20 out of 120K, and 30 out of 120. So we will allocate the lump sum, 40 out of 120, 33,333. 100 times 30 out of 120, 25,000. 100 times 20 out of 120, 16,667, and 100 times 30 out of 120, that would be, again, another 25,000. And that concludes our intangible assets discussion. I hope that you learned a lot, and God bless in your upcoming quiz and exam.